day! Namaste, Big Cat! Welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555 for your message or massages. Yes, Big Cat, come in, come on, I've got intel. Boundaries. We're going to be talking about the boundaries today, Big Cat. I know it's so repetitive, but I have to keep reminding you. They're taking the piss, and you must what? Tell them to piss off. Yes, baby, love and light. Two of these are one of those. Or, if you're not speaking, a quick one of these, blood. And this. We're using communicative dance, guys, as we get into what we need to be getting into. Let's turn you around a bit so you can see all of the cards. Yes, baby. Come in, darling dears. I've got intel. Are you good? Are you feeling fabulous, gorgeous, and lovely? I am. I'm feeling fancy and what froggy today. I'm going to jump all over boundaries, darling dear. But before we dive in, let's look at the planetary energies today. Venus shares a minor. What's going on with my microphone? It's not echoing. Oh. Right. Now that I've got that sorted out, we can carry on with the preliminaries. Venus shares a minor connection with Mercury and Neptune today. Baby, you better be careful because hoodwinking and bamboozlation is afoot. So you will have to be what? Patrolling, right? The perimeters of said boundaries that you've set, darling dear. Why? Your airline blood, your edges are very important. Be aware, right, of situations unfolding in front of you, trying to get you to what? They're trying to see if they can pull you out of your infinite possibilities into F shit. Don't let them pull you. They, them, and as well as what's floating around? Mutable Pisces. Yes, baby. What's a mutable sign? Well, a mutable sign is something that can be adaptable, versatile, a bit changeable, communicative, and easily distracted. Right? So don't be easily distracted if you realize that there's F shit afoot, darling dears. I told you how we work it out. Let me get my intel. Right? Because if you are unfortunate enough to get on a post-it note, right? Because sometimes you've got to write it down and read back what the F they did. The reason why I say use a post-it note, because we're not writing novels, we are not saying facial expressions, you're getting the cold hard of exactly what they did, right? And you need to read that shit back and say, really? They did this and that? Oh my God, let me clutch my pearls. Oh no, I'm not clutching the pearls. I'm gonna create a boundary. This is what you do, Big Cat. Post-it note, boundary. Post-it note, boundary. Post-it note, boundary. We take no prisoners, we kick ass and keep it moving. Why? I just told you, your hairline blood, your edges, very important. And they're coming for it, blood. They're coming for it. They're jealous of the fact that you can afford. Look at this shit. Told you, they want you to fall down in the street because you've got a big tub of cocoa butter, Palmer's cocoa butter cream, that you're not dry and scaly like them. Them and I'm doing like it. Right? And they will come for your everything. My hair's being reckless. Hold on a minute, let me fix it. Yeah. They don't want you to have your big tub of cocoa butter. No. They want you on a dirty dab. As they what? Piss and shat all over your boundaries. This is what they want you on, a dirty dab. We already discussed this. Law 10 of 48 laws of power, they must be avoided at all costs. At all costs. Right. Let's call in wisdom, guidance, protection from Father God, Mother Isis, ancestors, way showers, spiritual guides. As we dive into this peccadillo. Energies up. Please, I apologize for that workmanship that's going on in the background. I don't know what they're drilling, blood, but they should have gotten to it by now. They've been at it since 6:30 a.m. What are they digging for? I'm telling you, it's a sign, darling dear. Somebody's trying to pick at something that you've actually got, like a saw, trying to rip off the band-aid so that you will be in pain forever. Pain forever? Ever? When you've only got one good life on this Malkuf to do your life's work, get on your purpose, get great, break generational curses, create generational wealth, all before you've had your marker. Because we ain't getting smoke, blood. We're not. What's the matter with my mic? See, I wasn't joking. There's something wrong with it. Is it working now? No. Is it working now? No. Is it working now? No.
Power off.
Let's see. The devil is a liar.
Power off. Bluetooth mode.
Are you working now? No. Good God. Is it working now? I don't know what's going on here, blood. But now I've got what? Suspicious mind, blood. Anyhow, as I was saying, darling dears, as you erect these big shaboinking boundaries to save yourself from the bottom feeders at the bottom of the pit doing F shit to each other, and possibly you, if you don't erect those boundaries. It starts with self-awareness, darling dear. How did it feel when they did that shit and they're not sorry? How did it feel, darling dears? Then we go to the post-it note and we write down what? The highlights of what they did. Not everything, because you need to look back and see what they did that shit. They did it. Yeah. If you do not like the way you feel about it or act because of it, know that you have the power to change it. You don't have to stay where you are getting what? Fucking knees, blood, without the Vaseline. You're not a tree, big cat. You're dexterous. And you must create a halocene. That's when two salt oil levels meet up, right? Some are more saltier, crispier, and bad lucky than others. Those are the ones you avoid, darling dear. Because you have to remember Lot's wife. They want you to be Lot's wife. You are the master of your universe, big cat. You have 100% control of your actions and your words. You can't say, well, they did this, so I did. No, blood. You have to put a full stop on it. You call it period. I say full stop. It will feel uncomfortable at first. You might even feel guilty or feel like you're being wicked. Hold on a minute. But when they was giving you the wiki, double plate remix, when they got in up close and personal with the T-Rex arms, blood, trying to what? Snare and rend whatever you've got going on. Remember, this is why a boundary is so important, darling dear. And some boundaries are not meant to be broken down and they're not meant to be forgiven. Why? It was heinous. And it put you at hockey sticks at dawn, right? On their time, doing what they want. They had you like a marionette, pulling all of your strings, darling dear. And these same said ones have the effrontery to come and talk to you like they've got shat in their mouth. Yes, baby. They don't come to you and approach you with what, a harp? And speak in the dulcet tones of an angel. No! They see you as what? A pushover, right? As feeble-minded, weak-minded. Timothy 3:6, so they can bleed their way back into your existence. This is why I keep telling you, we lead with obstrepery, black, obstreperous, to the core, always, all days. Let's see who's in the chat before we press on, darling dear, because I can get to be a chatty cat. Taurus, chorus, fist bump, big cat wave. Who else is there? Alexis Holmes, Bonita Gosha, Angel Love, fist bump. Glad you could pop in. Who's that? Florida time? I could always do with some Florida time. That sun. The light. Big cat wave. Who else is here? Let's see. Miss Chef Brown Chef. Elizabeth Williams. Laura Burr. Is that Michelle Mosun? Big cat wave. Queen Moses Soul. Darling dear. Loving your handle. Fist bump. And anyone else? A big namaste. Because I've got to press on, darling dear. Otherwise, well, it'll just be me talking about these boundaries. And I don't want to get... Well, I will repeat it. I'm lying on myself, darling dear. I will repeat it until it's what? Concrete in your cranium, darling dear. Boundaries. Very important with everyone. I don't care who it is. Even your progeny and your pets. Because even if you don't put boundaries on your pets, they will run amok. Calm down, Case. Because there's no one to check me, boo. As I sip my mocha. Because my boundaries are shaboinking, blood, bra, and sistrine. They, them and right? Don't realize sometimes that you as a big cat, knowing your worth on this Malkoof, you played a sucker. Yes, you did. Right? That's law 21. Why did you play a sucker? To catch a sucker. Because when you put it on that post-it note and you read back really what they did. Yeah. You had to be a sucker to catch a sucker, blood. Let's press on, darling dears, and get a rune and see what's going on. As we discuss the boundaries. They're really going at it. I told you they've been digging since 6:30 a.m. blood. They must be near to Australia by now. I can't even hear my birds. And if I go out in the street and say, stop this noise, I want to hear the birds, they'll cart me away. Saying that I'm being disturbing on the community. Listen. What's this? What did I say? We've got what? Lean in, big cat. Lean in. This is what? Nathaz. This is about your strength card, darling dear. It's a bit on its face. It speaks about distress, right? And the needy that are going through going through some kind of drudgerous existence, right? In what? Laxity. And they're feeling extremely restless. Right? This is somebody who is controlling and loves the company of others. Someone who is codependent and needs your air, your focus, your attention. Because energy is everything, darling dear. Negative or positive, they'll take it. Nathaz, darling dears, is represented by the numbers 32, 33, 34, and 35. And it is the strength card in tarot. On its face, darling dears. On its face! This person or people are cowards, darling dear, and they want some form of revenge. They are what? Stuck in their ego, their amigo, which is going to take them back to the short spiritual bus they tried to escape for a day trip in your life. This is why the boundaries had to be erected. You don't have no day trippers or what? Window shoppers in your life, darling dear. They will have you eating out of a dog bowl, right? Dressed like Quasimodo's bestie with a pitchy-patchy reverse fried tuck for a hairline. Don't allow it, big cat. Somebody's extremely codependent at this moment in time, not enjoying the drudgerous existence that they brought onto themselves. I felt like I needed to shake it again, and I didn't want to do that. Really? What else is going on? Big cat. Lean in, darling dear, the sun card. They're not loving the happiness that you've created for yourself. They're looking at your healthy life, seeing you creating victories, having success, and living by your honor. They don't like it. This is Swallow, darling dears. Represented by the numbers 76, 77, 78, and 79. In the upright, I might add, this also speaks about her inner child healing. Some of you will be going on holiday. Why? Because you've got abundance, darling dear. You're catching flights and they're still catching feelings at the nosebleed section. Good God. They're feeling extremely, extremely uncomfortable in the plastic seats. Oh, wow. How now, brown cow? Somebody's also seeing you as the sun, as you tap into what? Your spiritual awareness. On the original tarot deck, the Rider-Waite deck, you see a brick wall. This is about you what? Putting the past behind you like a ponytail. Not allowing past what? Lessons. They're not mistakes, it's a lesson, darling dear, to scupper what you've got going on. Because whatever you create a boundary for, mate, they're going for a drudgerous set of circumstances. That is called Zemblanity. Fraught and filled with the fucking ease. Yeah. Let's carry on, darling dears. Where's my whip? Stay there, whip. Right. We're going to lead with some, we're going to use the, yes, we're going to use the Witch's Oracle. Base of the deck, darling dear, we've got Divine Masculine. Could be a masculine, somebody who wanted to be divine in your life, but they turned out to be what? A crock of shit. Right. And fake shiny objects. Fresh shit shining in the sunlight for sure. Could also mean what? Protector and provider, Father God Most High. 2 cards, please. That's a throuple. Not taking it. We saw what? Watchtower of the South, darling dears. Again, this speaks about the summer energy, durability. Sorry, I'm being this. Let me try and shut this window because they're really digging blood. What they're looking for, I don't know. Let me shut this window. Let's see if it will cut out some of this. Did they stop as soon as I went to shut the window? Are they watching me? As I was saying, right, before I interrupted myself, the Watchtower, right, of the South. Somebody's moving towards South. Someone's going on holiday. We already saw some form of movement, a vacay, right, or traveling for business. This also speaks about what? Your creative inspiration. This is you understanding that it was a long climb, but you will meet your what? Xanadu, or your point, the point break. At some point, darling dear. I know this sounds very, very round in a circle and not exactly explaining what it means, but you know what it means to you. You knew what you had to overcome in a situation that was full of what if shit and fucking ease. It also speaks about, darling dear, somebody wanted to rekindle a romance. This is on fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. They found a new passion for you, darling dear. Why? Because they see you focused on what? Your labors, right? They see that you're attracting abundance of some kind. Could it be knowledge? It could even be your health, darling dear. But they want to what? Have one more round, Julie, with you. They want to bring it back, darling dear. Be a time traveler and interrupt the space and time continuum, no less. Could be a friend, a family member. But know this, darling dear. It's fucking ease. Why? Because you dealt with the situation. Can't you see the purple in the back? With dignity. And all that dull yellow, you had envy, jealousy, and hatred being directed at you. All the time. We're going to go with this one. Because it tried to leap out at me. One card, please. Thank you. Imagination, darling dear. Air energy, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. This also speaks about direction. You are being directed, darling dear, by your intuition. Is this my sister calling me again? I'm not going to answer it today. But it's a sign, darling dear. Let me decline it. You can check. Listen. Like I said, You've got direction, darling dear, but you have to pay attention to what things are being bled into your hemisphere. This is what, being careful of what you listen to, where you're around. Why? Because it will interrupt the energies that spirit is trying to pour into you to get away from the fucking ease blood. Using your imagination, you're extremely creative, darling dear. And whatever talents you have, it's time to what? Break out in a big way. No longer conceal your talents. This is you being uncloaked. I know we discussed the Harry Potter cloak of invisibility, but I'm talking about your greatness, darling dear, not the bottom feeders. Whatever you've been working on, your creativities, we've already seen the push to what? Tap into your imagination, your infinite well of infinite possibilities, using those energies, darling dear, using your North Node. Go into your second, your 6th and your 10th house to find out how to hone that creativity and make it a business. And I've told you many times, Big Cat, there is $2.3 trillion .com right on the tableau between now and 2026 for your creative and motivational efforts online. Get to it, Big Cat, like you've got a monkey on your back. You've got to do something while you're erecting these boundaries. So we've got an S and an N on the table, darling dear. Right. Let's move on. Let's get some tarot on the table. Let's get a deck. I'm going to use the Psychic Tarot deck because destiny is on the tableau, darling dear. This is the Wheel of Fortune. It speaks about what? Change, as well as you claiming dominion over what you've got going on in your hemisphere. Again, the Wheel of Fortune also speaks about a journey. It also speaks about journeying away from karmic situations. It also speaks about a lucky day for you today, darling dear, if you're speculating in any way. But you have to also remember, right, we've got the what? The Mutable Pisces energy floating around. Make sure that what you're seeing and what you're about to speculate on, darling dear, is in reality, which is not born of what? Ideas of grandiose, blood. Ideas of grandiose. That's what? Bordering on madness. Madness. And we avoid madness. Current energy around the Big Cat. We've got a thruple, darling dear. You're leading with the truth, right? Moving towards material gain. 6 of Pentacles, being gifted or in a position where you are humanitarian. This also speaks about what? Getting your skills out there. There is no gray area. We also have a firm foundation, darling dear. 4 of Pentacles. The 6 and a 4 goes to a 10. This talks about generational wealth. If some of you are wondering if you should be relaunching your business today or changing it up in some way today, do it, darling dear. But make sure it's based on reality, not ideas of grandiose. Have you been doing the work? Have you been taking what? Criticism of your work and what? Changing it around. I'm talking about constructive, not bitter, twisted criticism. The energy that you're serving, right? You're feeling in a more magnanimous way. This is about what? Wanting to give your kindness or kinder words to somebody, darling dear. Somebody's also going to be coming to ask for a loan. They want a donation from your Skrillers.com. Are you going to get off your mountains of Pentacles to share it with somebody whom you know is codependent? Who you know, right, wants hawky sticks at dawn with you, wants revenge because you got away by the hair of your proverbial balls. Good God. What else do we need to know about them? Listen, whomsoever you left behind, they're crying into their fist blood. They're wishing on water. They're wishing on wealth. They're wishing, hoping that they can come back to you. This talks about you having to what? Emotionally turn your back on a situation and not go back. Ace of Swords, clarity in a situation. Realize you was being taken advantage of, those that looked at you, right, as an ATM. I told you, they got the T-Rex arms, blood. Split the deck. This also speaks about what? Somebody's going to be forming some kind of alliance and partnership today, darling dears. But you have to make sure it's based on reality. And if you don't understand what the fine line in the contract is, you get someone who knows what they're talking about. You don't go to a nail technician to ask about a mortgage. Are you mad, blood? Go to the appropriate place and spend the right coin. Because whatever alliance you are going to form, darling dear, it's going to be a success. Something worth waiting for. Why? You had to turn your back on certain situations. I told you, them boundaries, darling dear, they must be erected at all times. We're going to take a deeper look at these 5 base of the deck, darling dear, because you're getting your sexy back. And again, divine wants you to look at your creativity. The 2 is the number of the high priestess, darling dear. Tap into your imagination, listen to your intuition. Your intuition is not going to guide you wrong, and you will feel it in your tummy, in your solar plexus, when what? If shit is afoot. Or when you're supposed to go right, when you was going to go left. You'll know, darling dear. Pay attention and act immediately. Right, let's get deeper into what's going on. I'm not touching the gold deck, right? Because I said I was going to leave it alone for a little bit. I was going to allow it. Don't know how long for, because you know it's my fave at the moment. Base of the deck. Multiple options coming towards you. Somebody's also feeling confused or trying to confuse a situation at this moment in time because they're going through a what? A drudgerous existence brought on by their own actions. They're feeling isolated, still trying to what? Catch your fade, darling dear. They can't understand how comes you're happy. Some of you are happy solo dolo, like the girls and boys on the pole, darling dear. You don't understand. Because you're not wicked, darling dear. But we're not going to tell them. We told you, Love and Light, Easter Island and Stevie Wonder. Firm foundation. What is it about your firm foundation that's got their knickers in a bunch? Because you can't be controlled. This is looking healthier, darling dear. I told you you're doing a Benjamin or Benjamina buttons. Pentacale on top of Pentacale. Are you kidding me, blood? This is 8 of Pentacale. You've created some kind of success or achievement in your life. This also speaks about buying of a home, also controlling. Some of you are controlling your weight. You're looking what? You've got that sexy factor while you're naked. Good God. You're looking good. Told you. They're going through a drudgerous existence, guys. They're all up in their cranium, living on the what? The whisperings of Hannibal Lecter, straight from what? The crevice of the devil's balls. Hawking sticks at dawn, unable to get over the past, to pour away what no longer serves them. Instead, they're drinking it, darling dear. They're in their cups, they're drugging it up, they're doing everything possible to appease the fact that you have control of your life, that you've made some form of success of your life, right? And they're realizing that you had the fire and the passion all along. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Your gifts, your skills, darling dear, was concealed because they would have abused it and pulled you about like taffy. Jacqueline, Harrington, fist bump. Glad you could pop in. Audrey Dag. And I see you, Fee. Big cat wave. Lover's energy. Somebody wants to pour into you, darling dear, because I told you you're looking sexy, fabulous, gorgeous, and lovely. This is you being the Queen of Wands, highly intuitive. Got a hold of your birth natal chart, eh? Understand how to plan, plot, and strategize. This is also you being a natural born leader. Some of you are, what did I say? Sex experts, emotional experts, something to do with counseling. Someone's achieving some form of a counseling accolade today, or starting their counseling business. Do it, darling dear, until the wheels fall off. You're on the right path. Queen of Wands goes after and attracts what she or he truly deserves. The Gemini energy of the lovers, darling dear. That gives us what? 2 sixes on the tableau. This speaks about what? Personal changes. You're going to see some significant personal change in your situation today, darling dears. We also have the 2 fours. The 2 fools talks of 2 fours. I nearly said 2 fools, right? 2 fools, 2 stupid fools, right? Are watching you what? Move away from challenging, shaky situations. 2 people in particular didn't like it. And they got the block party, darling dear. Continuing to stand your ground. Keep them out of your existence. An emotional situation that you had to move on from, darling dear. And they want to come through with the rusty cup of opium, the Knight of Cups. Somebody who likes to come in for a good time. They look charming. Yeah, and they speak that talk with the silver forked tongue of the devil, darling dear. This is a cup of cognitive dissonance. You better make sure you don't be sacrificed on the cross, darling dear. They would like to have you stuck and delayed. Somebody is being delayed at this moment in time because they come with the heartbreaks, guys. They come with the betrayals. This is how you must greet anybody who had to, what? Or pushed you into such a state that you had to create a boundary. Why? It was them or you, blood. You can't sacrifice yourself, not at this stage of the game. Queen of Swords, wisdom of the experience, and the fact you can manifest whatever you want, and you've got the peace, and they're watching you with the unsatisfied eyes as only the King of Wands can. I told you, they're charming. King of Wands with a page-like attitude, right? This cup. This is a lover of everyone, the Knight of Cups. They're for the streets. Come through, Bruno Mars. They will have you smoking out the window if you let them in again. They see you as wish fulfillment. I told you something's working for you, darling dears. You think you haven't locked up or bossed up? Trust me, from the nosebleed section, you've got them balls. I said, yes, the balls. You're the dog's bollocks. You're saying, why do I keep saying that? What do you always see your dog shining all day, every day? The bollocks, mate. Their most favored possession. If you've got progeny, darling dear, this is about you, what? Having to manifest. You had to manifest because you had progeny. This is why you had to change. You had to use whatever you had in your itinerary to be the baddest and biggest cat. Know this. Your hard work has not gone unnoticed. Base of the deck. They're depressed because you see the truth of them, darling dear. All of the malicious words, all of the spell castation, they wanted you to trip and fall on your shapely posterior, darling dears, while they what? Shat in your mouth, right? But what they wanted for you, darling dear, Divine is giving you a clear mind and a free spirit. And again, this is a traveling card. Some of them are upset that you're catching flights, as they're still catching feelings. Continue to scarper on. What's behind that? The happiest card. And we already discussed the High Priestess. We saw the two, darling dear. Use your discernment and your intuition. But you have to what? Realize that you are going towards victory. You are head and shoulders above. You're not even on the same level as them anymore, darling dears. They want you to what? Hide your victories. They want you to be ashamed of the successes that you brought towards you. You that lead with the happiness card. You that lead with the happiness rune. Somebody's extremely depressed. They're feeling left out. They're feeling lack. They're talking it up a storm, calling you all sorts of things. Because you see the truth, and I can't make it up. You know the truth of what they did. You understood the boundary that you had to put in place, darling dear. And a boundary is not something that you just forget about tomorrow. No, babe. This is for all eternity and for every lifetime that you have to come back to this Malkuth. But fortunately for you, Big Cat, you're going to get it right this time. We ain't coming back, blood. No, Ten of Swords, betrayal, darling dear. You had to be dignified. Look at the purple. You had to be dignified in the betrayal. And because you was dignified, because you paid attention to the downloads from spirit to get great, to dig, right, and fight your way out of the DNS, but you didn't come out of it empty-handed. You came out with the knowledge. The knowledge of I ain't going back, blood. Ace of Swords twice. You had to make a difficult decision that was emotionally, right, rending for you to move on in order for you to what? Find your Nine of Cups. Your wish fulfillment. Again, it's your creativities, darling dear. The cups speak about your creativities, your skills, blood. This ain't the time for you to put a heavy cloak over it. This is the time for you to tap in and turn it up. Why? Because the Big Cat always comes from the ashes, baby. As the Big Cat Chronicles continues. Oh, hell no. What did I say? creating generational wealth, darling dear. True loyalty is being drawn to you. If you have a platform, if you have a website, if you have a business, whatever accolades you are achieving, darling dears, know that it will what? Buoy you through hard times and create generational wealth as you heal your inner child from the inside out. You know thyself, darling dear. You know that you're creative. They tried to make you feel small, like a page with your ideas, because it was their own darkness they was trying to put on you when you've got so much going on. Being too pretty for that situation. What did I say? Obsessively jealous of what you've got going on. And they've got a lot of addictions, darling dear. And they would love to bound you to the spiritual short bus again. But Divine is giving you the last laugh, darling dears. Know this. Success is assured, but you have to turn your back and be strong and obstreperous with the boundaries, darling dear. Don't allow them back in under any circumstances. They would love to have another partnership. They would what? Do a forward roll for it, mate. Because this is all they want. They want your stable foundation. They want to take your time. This is what the old man with the beard means. They want to waste your time, blood. Why do they want a partnership with a big cat when you told them to go away? You're weird. They're full-on dummy bad with the T-Rex arms. Remember that big cat? What's this? Yeah, they will come back and project all of the fuckeries on you. And before you know it, you'll be at Hockey Sticks to Dawn, arse out, and looking for what? Wisdom. What else? Because they haven't changed one fig. They're the same what? Bottom, back, front, neck, tabbing, right? Scum bucket that they've always been. They haven't changed. Not one fig, right? And they're fake. And they come with the smoke and mirrors, guys. If this don't have you clutching them pearls, I don't know what will, darling dear. Clutch them pearls, right? And patrol your perimeter of your boundaries. Because you have to remember, darling dears, the word no, niete, nein, is a complete sentence. Sometimes you can say if no or hell to the no. No is a complete sentence. They come with the fake mirrors, right? The smoking mirrors, right? And a pet name. You've got a pet name for him. Is it what? T-Rex arms? Is it what? Gutter snipe? What is it? Whatever it is. And it's something about a pet as well. Be careful if you're sharing a pet with this person, they're going to project their anger onto it. Somebody's using their pet as their emotional tampon. Allow the pet, blood. The pet is going to need some kind of psychological help. What did I say? That's all they're good for. Because they can't get you back, right, in their evilest snare, in the crevice of the devil's balls, as they, what, carry on as Pennywise son of data. You heard that? Listen, even my horn is squiffy today. What's going on? My horn is squiffy. Listen, they've come in with a new bag of tricks, blood. Be aware, starvation is afoot. Luke 22:48. They're gossiping. They're talking about you. And the things that they're saying, worry not, big cat. Father God heard it all. This is the sword of truth. Roof. Pinkies up. Slander and gossip. Right? All because you chose you. Self-care, self-love, and self-worth. Continue to choose you. I think it's the right path, darling dear. You will never stab yourself in the back, right? And you must be that angel of karma. Let them look from the nosebleed section. They will forever launch hillbilly investigations, right? And if you dare go into look at all of this shit. If you dare go into the presence of them and you've locked up on, right, in a big way, you've got new skills, they will downplay what you're doing, darling dear. They don't like the fact that you're able to control the bag. This is an 8 of Pentacles, darling dear. This is success, accolades, achievements. things you can be proud of. Whether it's what? Your weight loss journey. Writing a book, darling dear. Write a book about them. It will sell squillions. They don't like the fact that you're focused on your progeny. Some of them don't like the fact that you divorced yourself from a relationship, whether it's a friendship, a family member who is now a distant, dusty relative. That always came with a heartbreak and wanted to keep you stuck on them and what they are doing. You better continue with the skeet and avoid them, darling dear. Because when you was weak, divine Father God was there to make you strong. Make you realize that you are somebody and you are badass to boot. Why? Because you was chosen by your lineage to be gifted with all of the badass alchemists. Look at this fella in the reverse. This contorting controller. This what? Narcissist, sociopath, high commander, Decepticon. Right. Would love to what? Manipulate you again. And this again speaks about spell work of slander, of gossip. What they can't have, they try to downgrade. But remember, darling dears, they're speaking to feeble-minded that are in the same, right, boat, that has the same holes in it. They crossed you, darling dear. Let them stay crossed off. Let's get some more intel before I push off, because I've got to do the fire signs next 48. Let's quickly move this out of the way. As quick as these nails will allow me. Look, the 9 of Swords fell in the upright because you're thinking clearly, darling dear. If you're not thinking, I told you, we do the post-it note test and then we take the knee and we pray. Any action somebody tries to take you off your gangster. Take a breath, darling dear. And then look and remember where you sit on the seat of infinite possibilities, gifted with spiritual knowledge, darling dears. Don't allow them to take you off your purchase. Your boundaries are very important. And as I said, no is a complete sentence. Use it. And don't feel bad and don't feel sorry. Because if they was carting you off to the madhouse, would they feel sorry for you? No. They'd be like, check. I have their psychological password and I'm holding it for ransom until I've got all of their hairline. Another deck. Look, 10 of Swords. This is the after tarot deck, darling dears. Let's split it. I told you, you have the badass alchemist ways. Who's trying to peep out? Not the empress of everything. This is self-wealth. Self-wealth. Lord Jesus is coming out in the right ways. The abundance comes from self, darling dear. Once you realize how badass you can be on this Mount Goof, once you create your boundaries, this is knowing your wealth. Again, it's coming out as wealth. Somebody's getting some skrillers today. Don't forget me in the gmail.com, right? The boundaries, darling dear. Never allow them to get you in this stake where you have steak. Somebody's making a stake in some land. Listen, do it, darling dears, but move in silence. Who's that? Destiny Capricorn. Thank you very much for the super chat. Fist bump. I've got to put you in the Big Cat Chronicles. Yes, baby. As I was saying, let's press on. Let's press on, darling dears. Don't allow them to come back in, because divine is gifting you with what? Renewal. You're doing a Lazarus. Underneath that, we have the Queen of Wands. This also speaks about lucrative offers coming towards you. They've been slow in coming. Why? Divine wanted you to realize how bad of a cat you are. Realize that those betrayed you will do it again and again and again. And they come with the fucking ease, blood. A whole flipping chicken head, right? That's spying on everything you've got coming towards you. Some of them are upset that you are catching flights while they catch the feelings. Well, what? Dos Vedanya. And as I said, no is a complete sentence, because you mastered something, darling dear. You mastered common sense. You've got a whole flip-flop, mate. You can rent them out like Airbnb. The Scorpio energy of it all. And you're looking at what this chicken head did. The King of Swords also speaks about what? Major pain. They've stepped it up, guys. Because you're the Empress. What's underneath you? Dig dealer. Mattress back. They would love to come back. Look at this shit. We need the red light for this shit. Look at all of these bumps and snares, tears and rends on this Fatum. The one that's been around the world and aye. This is somebody that will come back for a good time. Just long enough, right, to take you off your gangster and put you back at hockey sticks at dawn with your ass out and dressing like Quasimodo's bestie in them streets. Know your worth, darling dear, and add tax. I told you many times. Fendi, Prada, Gucci, all of the luxury brands never goes on sale, blood. That should be your first hint. This person wants to come in with love or words of love. Listen, it's old blowtorch. You better go and borrow Sagittarius's bow and arrow, blood, to keep them at distance. Keep them at a strong distance because they come with the old blowtorch love, darling dear. Do you remember the scuppration? Do you remember it? Because I'm here to remind you as your pointer cat. I told you, we are best mates. Behind Father, Godmother, Isis, I'm your best friend. I come to you every day to make sure they're not fucking with you, blood. Because I don't like when they fuck with you, blood. Because where? Then I will get the emails and you'll tell me, Case, they're fucking with me. And I will say, no, babe, stop it. They can't fuck with you unless you allow them to fuck with you. It's your energies. Boundaries, blood. Boundaries. Because all they do is come to cause confusion. They come to rend and steal, rob and kill. Remember, darling dears, we wash our face like David. And if you're not sure, go and wash that bitch again. It's your 10th cup, and the fact you know the truth. This is 3 times we've seen the Ace of Swords, and you know how I love a throuple. The 3 of Swords talk about heartbreak and betrayal, but it also speaks about what? Getting away from that situation and being what? Where's my shit? It's all trapped underneath the horn that's not beeping right. You're the cage of the red flag team. What happened to my horn, blood? They come, listen, they're coming with a new doppelgangation, mate. They're stepping up their skills, Pennywise son or daughter. They want to come with the what? The Jezebel spirit of the Revelations 2:20, darling dears. And I've told you this so many times, my dear big cat, lean in. A burglar will never break into an empty house. Drink of that cup of self-love and know your worth and add tax. You're the empress or emperor of everything you survey. Continue to claim dominion over yourself on a daily basis and be careful of whom you eat and drink with. Again, we see the lovers bringing in the balance, are surrounded by all of these coins. Some of you are going into a love situation, darling dear, where there will be equal give and take, where nobody is a thumber. We don't like thumber. It's right up there next to what? One more round, Julie. No, blood. We back away from that F shit. You have to remember, these creatures from the backwoods wants to take you down because the divine is gifting you with this equilibrium, balance. Why? Because you've made the right choices. They wasn't easy, especially when you had to understand that no is a complete sentence, right? And you need to get an echo chamber when you're saying no. No, niente, 9. Look in the mirror today, darling dears, and practice saying no. Let's get some final messages before we push on, darling dear, because we've got a busy day today. They want us to be what? Stuck in the fact, the fucking of yesteryear. When you're too busy, what? Being a happiness expert, right? And a rogue and a rebel. You don't want this. Listen, they want to come climb your infinite possibilities with this poison fatum. Big cat, they want to know if you're a cum bucket. Or if you're a pick-up, was it? A pick-me fatum. Are you a pick-me fatum? Are you really going to make them brock into all your lovely, fabulous, gorgeous loveliness, right? Just for a good time, their good time, not yours, remember that. Go and borrow Sagittarius' bow and arrow, blood, the only zodiac with a weapon. Let's get some more intel, then we're going to push off. Haven't used these ones in ages. Let's see. Coming through with the intel. It's so big. My hands, listen, it looks like I've got long, I haven't. Good God. And I've got a whole big tub of Palmer's cocoa butter. Listen, you're not going to catch me on the hop, mate. Let me shine my shit right back up. Get right up into my corners. Somebody who's thirsty is going to come for a handout today, darling dears. They're going to beg you for your macduckscritter.com. You must say no! Don't explain why you said no, you just said no! Did they explain when they came for your hairline? Did they? Did they give you, what, a 10-minute warning? They didn't do any of that, she's naive. Right? Look what's at the top. Bottom feeder. Aha! And we already saw this. Listen. The intel, darling dear, is definitely afoot. Again, the 2 6s, darling dear. A choice that you had to unmake. It was full of the fucking E's, blood. Being around them, right, was hard work, right? They're a simpleton on the spiritual short bus, going past the sign that says you can't F off past this point, right? They're a hater. I know. Clutch your pearls, big cat. Clutch your pearls, because they want to teeth it from you and leave you with quacky. Right? They've got oh my God. Yesterday, listen, I've got to tell you what happened. I had to go and visit one of my older sister, Patsy. She's in hospital at the moment. She had to have her right leg, no, it's the left leg, at the knee amputated. And they couldn't give her no proper, she couldn't go under proper anesthetic because of her heart condition. She had to have an epidural to have, imagine that, to have your leg amputated. And it was her birthday yesterday. She's turned 67, so we had to go and visit them. So I got my mother from that wicked one, right? You know the wicked one with the T-Rex arms that's all up and in my mother's money's blood. But I already told you guys that I decided to what? I decided to claim dominion over myself, and I said I wasn't going to bother fight to see my mum. All of a sudden, she was being put in my path. So I took her with me, and my sister, right, and my daughter, and one of my nephew, the son of one of the sons of my older sister. We went to the hospital yesterday. Right, we saw her and everything, and baby, let me tell you something. I've already lost one sister. My mother had 8 children. I am the 6th eldest, right? And the 5th girl. She had 6 girls and 2 boys, right? So that comes to a number 11. My master number, my life path number is 11. Everything's 11. My children's names come to 11. My name is 11. I didn't plan these things. It happened. But I digress, all right? After we dropped off everyone, I went to another one of my sister's houses. And then somebody wanted a lift because it was on the way for me to drop everybody off in my chariot of righteousness. When this person got into the car and opened their mouth smelled like hot shit. It smelled like they had dinosaur T-Rex entrails between their teeth. It was so stinking. Oh my God, Jesus! The back of my weave was being burnt, right? I started driving, right? And I'm like, and this was the music in the background. What's that smell? I was like, what's going on here, blood? I can't breathe, right? The windows started to get foggy. Listen, when I drive, right, I drive over a solid beach. I like to be happy. I turned off that fucking music. It's like, what's that smell? Right? So then, right, I pressed the down button on my window. I opened the window, and then I started to drive at 20 miles an hour because it started to affect my cognitive dissonance. I had it. It was going to make me spin the car off the road, blood. Right? And I was thinking, oh, maybe somebody stepped in dog poo and got into the car. Got to my sister's house, dropped her off. I still had me in the car. I had Karma and Moore in the car, and I had my nephew Shani in the car, and this person that I'd asked for a lift. So I said, okay, someone can get in the front now. And this person got in the front of my car. Jesus Christ, I nearly committed murder. Listen, when I realized what it stank. This breath stank. I can't believe someone allowed them to father progeny. I don't know what they was eating. The whole of their insides was inside my car. Listen, I put the window all the way down. I was like, with the window, with the left window, with the two back windows, right? And I was driving. I was like, sir, where can we drop you off? Sir, where can we drop you off? Listen, big cat, they don't understand that toothpaste blood. You can get it for 99p at the 99p shop in the UK. Their level of oral hygiene is not on my levels, blood. It made me angry, it made me sweaty, it made me turn off my B-line. And I like to drive with a solid B-line, right? Listen. Calm down, being breath did tink, it was tinking. His breath smelled so bad. And I said, Shani, do you think his children know his breath smells like? I said, children don't know. They're under the age of 5. They wouldn't know. Jesus, poor kids, yeah? Poor kids. I don't know who. Listen. I know who laid down and made those kids. It was one of my nieces that made it. But I said, good God, you was working under what? Extreme conditions, blood. Because I know that when you're what? Doing the genitalia watusi, there's heavy breathing and sweating. So just imagine, guys. Just imagine. Listen, I was driving my car like, sir, where can we drop you? Where can we drop you? And I was like this, with the front windows, turned off my music. And the windows were still getting foggy, mate. No one else is getting in my chariot. You ain't going to trick me again. I don't care where you got to go, right? That was my good Samaritan for the year. It nearly made me spin the car off the road and put us in the emergency wards. Right. Said what I've got to say, right? They're bottom feeders, right? Ecopraxic, jealous, a Judas in a Peter suit, right? A merchant of slander, and they command the gingivitis. He was a commander of the gingivitis, blood. Me don't know who is fucking him, blood, but they need to be paid, right? In their body weight of golden diamonds, blood. Golden diamonds! Because I'm telling you, arsenic and acid had nothing on this guy's breath, blood. Oh my God. Just thinking about it now is making me hot and sweaty, guys. Hot and sweaty. Right? Listen, I can't even go on with the cards because I'm telling you, it's taking me off my gangster. And I always tell you to stay on your gangster. And I will speak of his breath, blood. He needs one of them Hannibal Lecter's masks. Yeah, he needs one of them masks, right? Yeah, he needs to be grilled up, right? With a fucking muzzle, blood. Because I'm telling you, because of him, right? No one's coming in my car unless they come by blood. And you better have gone through the test of not being a distant relative. Pinkies up. On that note, I drops me mic. Listen, me can't stop talking about him. Breath, blood. Jesus Christ. Mary, Mother of God. Fucking took the joy out of offering anybody a lift anywhere, blood. Everybody else got to get the bus because I will have on my darkest glass and my memory is that of an elephant. You know, catch me because he nearly burnt a hole into my wig that I paid my good skrillers for, right? He made me feel really, really like I wanted to do something extremist, like turn my own car over. Listen, listen. You spoilt it for anyone else that's coming in my chariot of righteousness. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. T-Rex arms. Avoid, avoid, avoid. Then be a sucker. Be what? The master sucker to catch said sucker so they can't sucker for you. Namaste. Cat. That breath, guys. Lord Jesus, it's like it cooked the hair in my nostrils. And when I breathe in now, I think it's a fantasy. It's an imagination of what I encountered. It was traumatic, traumatizing, and no one else can come in my car blood. Fuck you and get the blood clot.